This is the Soundbrenner Pulse wearable metronome. You've seen this thing online probably a million times. If you've been curious about whether or not you should buy one, stick around. So shout out to the people at Soundbrenner for sending me a Pulse. They reached out a couple of months ago and they wanted to send me one of these to see if I can review it for the channel. So I'm going to do that now. I will say straight up that although they did send me one, ain't nobody paying me to say nothing. All right? So this is going to be a straight up, honest review. I'm going to tell you what I like about it and what I don't like about it. And then from there, you can make your own decision whether or not you want to pick one up. So when you first get the Pulse, you can take it out of the box. The battery's going to be drained. Just a heads up. You're probably going to have to charge it. So just take a couple of hours, charge it up, and then you can start messing with it. Basic operation of the Pulse is pretty simple. To power it on, just turn the dial, this little watch face here. Turn that dial, hold, and it'll power up. And then to power it down, again, twist it, hold, and it'll turn off. To start the metronome, you just tap it twice, just like that, and it'll start up for you. To increase the tempo, you just turn that dial. Again, decrease, of course, turn it the other way. So operating the thing is actually pretty simple. It does have a tap tempo, of course. It'd be weird if it didn't have one. Tap tempo is quite simple. You have to tap a minimum of 3 times to start it. So if you're currently at a tempo, if a tempo is running, you have to stop it first. You can't just tap into your next tempo while it's actually running. So stop it and then and it'll start up on its own with the new tempo. So you have 3 different options to wear the Pulse. You can wear it on your wrist. It also comes with an armband if you want to wear it here. Or this is an option if you want to wear it on your chest. So this is an adjustable strap, of course. And then, you just do it like that. And if you want to wear it, whatever. It's kind of awkward. I'm not going to strap it on now, but you get the picture. So you can strap this on if you want to wear it, on your back, on your front, whatever. I didn't actually use this strap because I knew I was never going to wear it here. But that is an option for you. Now you can get basic operation just by using the watch, but the power of this little watch is in the app. So there's a free app that you can get. If you don't have the Soundbrenner Tempo app, if you haven't used it before, check it out. The Soundbrenner app is actually very cool. It's got a ton of features. It's really easy to use. I use Tempo myself. I've been using Tempo for a long time. But if you want an alternative to Tempo, the Soundbrenner Metronome app is actually really cool. The interface is super easy to figure out. So you don't need this to work with the app, and you don't need the app to work with the watch. So if you just want to use the Metronome app, then you can just download it and use it on its own. But you can pair these up to work together and sort of sync them up, and then this is where all the features happen. Now, one of the things that I really like about the Soundbrenner Metronome app is the range of time signatures available to you. So this thing goes from 1/1 all the way up to 16/8. And you also get to subdivide it however you want. So yeah, it's pretty packed with options and features. So as far as metronome apps go, this one's actually pretty cool. You also get a set list option for you, like if you want to use it on stage and put your whole set list in there, you can do that too. So if you've already been using the Soundbrenner Metronome app and you pick up the watch, then to pair it up, the first thing you have to do is connect it to the app. So all you have to do, launch the app, and then hit Add Soundbrenner Pulse, and then it'll find it and connect it, and then you can set it up and name it however you want. I have mine set up as Beatdown's Pulse. And once that's done, it only takes a few seconds for that to happen. And then you're fully connected. Now once you're connected, then you can start to customize your pulse to sort of personalize it however you want. You can adjust the intensity of the pulse itself. It's haptic pulse, I think is what they call it. So it's the same kind of pulse in your iPhone when it vibrates, kind of thing. So you can adjust the intensity for that. You also have the option to change the lighting. These flashing lights, right now I have the blue flashing on the 1. But you can change that. You have no color at all. Or you can go white, green, azure, blue, or pink. And you can configure those however you want. One other feature that I'll mention, but I won't really get into too much because I'm not really much of a techie type of dude. But you can also connect this to your DAW. Like you can sync it up to your digital workstation with an app called DAW Tools, which you can get right off of iTunes, or you can get it off the Soundbrenner site. And then that just allows you to sync it up to your digital workstation. So Cubase, Pro Tools, Logic, whatever you're using, Ableton Live, whatever. You can connect it, and then it'll operate through MIDI clock. So you can sync them up that way. If you choose to use it that way, I'm never going to use it that way, but that's an option for you. So that about covers the interesting stuff about the Pulse. Now let me just tell you about my experience with it when I first started using it. And I'll tell you what I liked about it and what I didn't like so much about it. So the first time I used the Pulse was with a practice pad. I just kind of sat down on the couch, put the thing on, and then started running exercises and stuff on the practice pad. I had it on my wrist, and I got to tell you, it was pretty cool, man. Just being able to sit in front of the TV and just do my thing on the pad. It was kind of nice to have this here, just to sort of keep me on track and stuff. It was really easy to use, adjusting the tempo and that kind of thing. It was pretty cool. When I got it onto the kit, different story. It took a little bit of adjusting when I started playing the drums to it. It wasn't as easy to follow. So if your first experience with the Pulse is going to be on the drums, you're probably not going to be comfortable with it until you start to make a few adjustments, particularly with the intensity of the vibration. I personally had to put it on like the highest vibration for me to feel it, because I found myself sort of losing it in a couple of spots, going to play fills and all that kind of thing, you know what I mean? I've been playing with regular clicks my entire life. This is going to take some getting used to, a little bit of an adjustment for you. Because, when things really start to amp up and get intense, you might find yourself losing this a little bit. So the biggest adjustment that I had to make was trying to figure out where I can wear this so that I could feel it the best while I was playing. Because again, like while I'm playing fills and stuff, like sometimes I just kind of found myself getting ahead of it or behind it or whatever. And you can adjust the subdivisions as well. But again, because I had to adjust the intensity to the highest level, if I was adjusting it to 8th notes and I was playing at 140 beats per minute, then you get this constant pulse on your arm, which after a while might get a little bit annoying. So first I tried it on my wrist, and then I went from the wrist to my leg. So I used the leg strap, and I had it sitting here. It was a little bit better sitting here. The only thing that I had to adjust was where on my leg it was actually sitting, because I found that if it was in a certain spot, it was almost getting in the way. So I just had to move it to a spot where it wasn't sort of, interfering with my playing at all. So yeah, it just, it took a little bit of messing around with it to find a position and a vibration setting that was comfortable for me to play with. Now, if I may make a humble suggestion to the Soundbrenner people, this one is regarding the strap, particularly the arm strap. I couldn't help but wish that the arm strap was designed like the leg strap somehow. Because when you're trying to fasten this here, it takes a little bit of fiddling around, and then, to get it to the sort of position that you want it and all that kind of stuff, you're spending way too much time messing around with this thing. It would have been nice if it was designed flexible, right? So you just put it on, adjust it, and then you can just pull it and fasten it with Velcro like this one. It'll be a lot faster and I think a little bit more secure if you're playing with it on your arm. Now there's a couple of technical issues that I ran into when I was using the Pulse. There's been more than a couple of occasions where it froze on me on startup. So after charging it, you go to turn it on and it would just freeze. There is a simple fix. The drawback is you have to be near a USB port for it to happen. But all you really need to do is you take your charger, and there's 3 dots, 3 little sort of points on the back of the charger. You line them up with the 3 connectors on the back of the Pulse, and then you just touch them, hold it for a couple of seconds, and it'll charge up. But if this thing freezes on you and you're nowhere near a USB port, you're not going to be able to start it. Another technical issue that I ran into just a couple of times was that I noticed that it actually sped up a little bit while I was playing, which was kind of weird. Like I had it set to one particular tempo and I was playing with it, you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it's a little bit faster. I'm like, how did that happen? Didn't happen too often, but it did happen a couple of times. Another issue that I ran into a couple of times was with the tap tempo. You're not always going to nail it on the first try. So, if you're tapping tempos between songs and stuff, you got a couple of seconds, you really sort of have to be right on with it. And you might have to find yourself doing it once or twice just to catch it. Now that totally might be user error. I can take that L, you know what I mean, if that's the case. But it happened to me a couple of times and it was kind of annoying. So what's my bottom line with the Soundbrenner Pulse? I'm kind of half and half, man. I'm on the fence. I dig it. I think it's really cool. I love it for practicing on the practice pad. I think it's a cool little tool to have on your wrist for those situations. If you're in a group setting and you got 4 or 5 other guys in the room and you're instructing some stuff on the pad, that would be way cool, man, if they all had this on. Would I use this in a professional situation? Probably not. So that's my take on it, man. That's my take on the Pulse. Take it or leave it. I don't know if that helps you make a decision or not. But that's my experience with it. And like I said, I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm kind of on the fence with it. I definitely dig it for its practice purposes. So don't let this review be your deciding factor. You know what I mean? Like check out other reviews, do your research. This is just my experience with it. I just kind of wanted to throw my review in the pot with the rest of them. So yeah, check out other ones and just be wary though of the source. You know what I'm saying? Like if it says Soundbrenner, maybe don't watch that one. It's going to be a little bit biased. You want to get a non-biased review. Somebody that's willing to tell you the drawbacks as well of it. Because I can guarantee you, man, there's some cats out there just going to be happy they got a free one and they're going to say all kinds of nice things about it. Thanks for watching this video. Leave a comment below if you have a Pulse yourself and have a couple of experiences you want to share with it. Leave it in the comments. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, See you next video.